By now, everyone has heard something about Jason Aldean's song Try That in a Small Town. There is a list of people doing their best to get it cancelled by spreading rumors about Aldean and attacking his character. At the top of that list, of course, are the ladies at The View. Check out what they had to say about him.
Jason Aldean is getting backlash for the video of his song Not in a Small Town, which critics are saying is racist. It's got lyrics, racist lyrics, and images. Aldean says the song's about unity. Listen, there are lyrics in the song, and I think, he talks about life in a small town, and it's different, and he shows these images. He's got folks from the...
I don't think she has even listened to the song or watched the video. I think she is trying to scan the lyrics here, and that is what she is basing her opinion off of. Disgraceful.
Black Lives Matter movement, and he's talking about people taking care of each other, and I find it so interesting that it never occurred to Jason or the writers that that's what these folks were doing. They would...
Has she lost her mind? These folks were not taking care of anyone. They were destroying businesses and lives. And the majority of them were bused-in. They were not even from those cities. And where does she get off trying to make it about Black Lives Matter? The song is about criminals in general, black, white, pink, orange, yellow. It doesn't matter what color you are.
Taking care of the people in their town because they didn't like what they saw. Just like you talk about people taking care of each other in small towns. We do the same thing in big towns. You just have to realize that when you make it about Black Lives Matter, people kind of say, well, are you talking about black people?
And unfortunately, this became the #1 song on US iTunes. We have a problem in this country about race, and the biggest problem is we refuse to admit that it exists.
Well, don't you?
No, lady, the biggest problem is you trying to make it exist. Now, I am not saying racism doesn't exist, because unfortunately I know it's out there. But because people like you build it up in situations where it doesn't exist, it isn't taken as seriously in the situations where it does exist. So, you are the problem.
From Augusta, Georgia, and Macon, Georgia. I spent many summers there. Yeah, both. I spent many summers there. It is one of the most racist places in this country.
I find it interesting that she claims this whole town is racist when the majority of the population is actually Black Americans. I think it's about time for the ladies at The View to be cancelled. They don't do anything but lie to try to back up their own agenda. I'm all for freedom of speech, but they are only trying to create more division, because without it, what else would they have to talk about? I used to really enjoy this show. I watched it all the time when Barbara and Elizabeth were still hosts, but these ladies are a joke. A disgrace. I would love to see Jason sue the show and the hosts. Defamation and slander would be at the top of the list. How are you going to go on public television and call out the whole town of Macon, Georgia, as being racist? Especially when it is predominantly Black Americans living there. Disgraceful.
Lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool?